Blessings, everyone. It's Janet from DivineAppetit.com. Thank you so much for stopping by today. In this video, we're going to show you just how easy it is to actually make an oven-baked risotto. I hope you're excited and I hope you'll try this recipe. Let's talk about a few tips that we need in order to make it successful. These tips are available for free on our website, DivineAppetit.com, and they are part of the printed recipe. So the first tip that we're going to give you is one of the top ones, and that is you should use warm broth. If you use cold broth or even room temperature broth, that won't work. And a lot of times if you do that, you're going to find out that your rice, when it comes time to check it through the recipe, is undercooked. Not good. You're going to want to use a Dutch oven or a deeper pot that is oven proof for this. If we use a shallow pot like we do with a cooktop, this recipe will be an epic fail and all of your work will be for nothing. You also have to have a Dutch oven or a pot that has a tight lid on it. This is a must. We don't want the steam escaping. The key to creating a beautiful baked risotto is having enough liquid. So always have on hand more than the recipe requires in case toward the end of your bake you have to adjust. Your oven, guys. If your oven runs cool, then you may need to bump your temperature up to between 385 to 400 degrees. After the cook portion of this recipe is over, if your rice is still firm, do not panic. You're just going to stir in about a quarter to a half a cup more of the hot broth, cover, and then bake for an additional 5 to 10 minutes, and your rice will be beautiful. It'll be perfectly cooked. Okay, now that we've got the tips portion out of the way, let's get to making this lovely recipe. All right, let's preheat our oven to 375. While I'm waiting for my cast iron Dutch oven to heat up so that I can brown the meat, I am going to set aside a half a cup of broth. And then I'm just gonna let that cook down, and that's okay. Keeping it real here. All right, now I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. Heat that up, and then I'm going to start browning the chicken sausage. Now I'm using our favorite chicken sausage from Costco. It's actually apple and Gouda, and it is delicious. The idea here is to lightly brown, nothing that's really crispy. We're just getting these cooked or a good start, and then they will finish later. Right now that these are lightly browned, you can go ahead, remove them, and set aside. All right, now we're going to add a tablespoon of butter. Melt that. All right, when that's melted, we're going to add our thinly sliced onions. And we're going to cook those for about 5 to 7 minutes until they are softened. Okay, now that our onions are ready, let's go ahead and put our apples in. Now, I used 2 small apples. The recipe calls for a large apple. Yes, I'm going to grab that and take that peel off. You're just going to want to cook these for just about 2 minutes. Now you're going to want to stir in the arborio rice, and don't walk away from this. Just get it lightly toasted, and that's going to take about 2 minutes. You'll be able to see when the rice is less white, it almost becomes translucent, and then you could see it just start to cook on the edges. Okay, now we are going to, yes, I will be careful, carefully pour in our broth. And remember, we've got some reserved on the side for later. We're just going to give this a good stir. Make sure to get all the bottom off the front. Then for this portion, all that's left is just to add our salt, pepper, and spice. Give it a good stir again. And now we're not going to stir it. So just make sure that everything is in the liquid. Cover your pan, make sure the cover's on tight. And you're going to want to cook this now for 35 minutes. So we'll see you back when we pull her out of the oven. All right, are you ready? I'm not gonna lie, I peeked. I couldn't help it. So yes, I gave it a little bit of a stir, but let's go in and re-add our sausage and the last two ingredients to make this thing just perfect. You first go ahead and add your sausage back in and just make sure that everything is really well incorporated. You guys, this takes making risotto, it just takes it to a different level. Not to mention the fact that if you've been afraid of it, I've botched it quite a few times, I'll be honest with you. Whenever I botch it, I think of Gordon Ramsay yelling at people. And so I don't want to be yelled at. But after you get your sausage, go ahead and drop that last tablespoon of butter in there and get it all stirred in. And now for the final ingredient, your Parmesan cheese. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy about this, and I hope that you'll give this recipe a try, because if you've made risotto before and you're a pro at it, congratulations. You are definitely not the majority. It is something that you have to stand over, and you cannot get distracted for 1 second. Now, I'm going to do something that is totally optional, okay? I'm going to finish mine off with just a little cream. If you want to finish it with some cream, make sure that your parm is melted in, because I did not set this out. It's cold, so it's going to bring the temperature down, but as long as your parm is melted, you will be fine. And look at that. I just like the color of it better when it's a little lighter. When it's chicken, it's just my preference. But guys, I really do hope that you enjoy this. And if this is too thick for you, you can always just add a little more broth. Your reserve that you had on the side that was warm. And just bring it to the consistency that you and your family will enjoy. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope that this recipe blesses you. I decided to add the rest of my broth in there because we like ours a little creamier. Enjoy. It is amazing.